In the annals of history, there are those whose names send shivers down our spines, whose deeds still haunt the collective memory of humanity. Today, we delve into the lives of 11 of the most notorious individuals ever to walk the earth. Brace yourselves as we embark on this chilling journey. Our journey begins in the 12th century with Genghis Khan, the merciless conqueror who forged the largest land empire in history. Born as Temujin, he grew up in the harsh, unforgiving steppes of Mongolia. After a brutal childhood, he united the Mongol tribes under his leadership and embarked on a relentless campaign of conquest. Genghis Khan's military genius and ruthlessness were unmatched. His armies swept through Asia, from China to the Middle East, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. Yet, he also implemented a code of laws, promoted trade, and fostered religious tolerance within his empire. Next, we meet Vlad the Impaler, a medieval ruler whose sadistic methods earned him the nickname Dracula. Born in Transylvania, Vlad's reign was marked by brutality. He impaled his enemies on stakes, a gruesome method of execution that sent a chilling message to all who crossed his path. Vlad's cruelty was not limited to his enemies, it extended to his own subjects. He ruled with an iron fist, punishing even minor offenses with extreme brutality. His reign of terror left an indelible mark on history and inspired the legend of Count Dracula. In the foggy streets of 19th-century London, Jack the Ripper stalked his prey, terrorizing the city with a series of gruesome murders. The true identity of this elusive killer remains one of the greatest mysteries in the history of crime. Between August and November 1888, Jack the Ripper brutally murdered at least 5 women in London's Whitechapel district. The horrific nature of the crimes and the killer's ability to evade capture fueled sensational newspaper headlines and speculation. Despite countless investigations and numerous theories, the true identity of Jack the Ripper has never been definitively proven. Moving into the 20th century, Adolf Hitler's name is synonymous with evil. Born in Austria, he rose to power in Germany and led the Nazi Party with a fanatical vision of Aryan supremacy. Under his leadership, Nazi Germany initiated World War II by invading Poland in 1939. The Holocaust, a systematic genocide, saw the murder of 6 million Jews and millions of others. Hitler's totalitarian regime also led to the deaths of millions on the battlefield and through policies of racial purity. His death in 1945 marked the end of the war but left a dark legacy that still haunts the world. From Hitler, we transition to Joseph Stalin, the ruthless dictator of the Soviet Union. Born in Georgia, Stalin's iron grip on power resulted in one of the darkest periods in Soviet history. His reign was marked by purges, forced labor camps, and mass executions. Stalin's policies caused widespread famine, particularly the Holodomor in Ukraine, leading to the deaths of millions. His paranoia led to the Great Purge, during which countless individuals were arrested, tortured, or killed. Despite his role in defeating Nazi Germany in World War II, Stalin's legacy is one of brutality and oppression. In the heart of Southeast Asia, Pol Pot's Khmer Rouge regime unleashed a genocidal campaign in Cambodia, leading to the deaths of approximately 2 million people. Born Saloth Sar, Pol Pot sought to create an agrarian communist utopia but instead brought unimaginable suffering to his own people. Under Pol Pot's rule, urban areas were emptied and Cambodians were forced into labor camps, subjected to torture, and executed for the slightest perceived infractions. The killing fields of Cambodia bear witness to the horrors of this dark chapter in history. Idi Amin, the butcher of Uganda, ruled with an iron fist, leaving a trail of violence and human rights abuses in his wake. Born in Uganda, Amin seized power in a military coup and declared himself president. His 8-year reign was marked by brutality, mass murder, and erratic behavior. Amin's regime targeted ethnic and political groups, leading to the deaths of an estimated 300,000 Ugandans. His actions led to the expulsion of thousands of Asians from Uganda, causing economic chaos. Amin's reign of terror ended when he was overthrown in 1979, but the scars of his rule lingered for years. Transitioning to the world of serial killers, Ted Bundy's charm masked a dark side. Born in Vermont, Bundy was a handsome and charismatic individual who used his charm to lure his victims. He confessed to the murders of 30 women across several states during the 1970s. Bundy's modus operandi involved pretending to be injured or feigning the need for assistance to approach his victims. Once they let their guard down, he attacked. His trial and eventual execution in the electric chair in 1989 marked the end of one of the most notorious criminal careers in American history. Elen Wos, the Damsel of Death, was America's first female serial killer. Born in Michigan, her life was a tragic and brutal tale of despair and violence. She claimed to have killed 7 men between 1989 and 1990 while working as a prostitute. Wos, who suffered a tumultuous upbringing, asserted that her killings were acts of self-defense against men who had assaulted her. Her life story became the basis for the 2003 film Monster, starring Charlize Theron. Wos was executed by lethal injection in 2002. In the modern era, we turn to a figure from the distant past, Ivan the Terrible, the first Tsar of Russia. Born in 1530, Ivan's reign marked a tumultuous and brutal period in Russian history. Ivan earned the moniker Terrible not only due to his ruthlessness, but also because of his fierce and sometimes erratic rule. His reign saw the expansion of the Russian state, but it also witnessed widespread purges, executions, and political intrigue. Ivan's most infamous act was the 1570 massacre of Novgorod, where thousands of civilians were slaughtered. His oppressive policies and fits of rage earned him a reputation as a tyrant. His reign set a precedent for autocratic rule in Russia, a legacy that would endure for centuries. Ivan's complex character, his bouts of madness, and his role in shaping Russia's history make him a compelling but chilling figure in the annals of history. Our final chapter brings us to the twisted mind of Charles Manson, whose cult-like following carried out a series of brutal murders that shocked the nation. Born in Ohio, Manson's charismatic personality attracted a group of followers known as the Manson family. In 1969, Manson ordered his followers to carry out a series of gruesome murders, including the Tate LaBianca murders, which claimed 7 lives. Manson's motive was to incite a race war he called Helter Skelter. Despite not directly participating in the murders, he was convicted and imprisoned for life. These are the faces of infamy, the ones who left their dark mark on history. As we close this chapter, remember that history is not just a tale of heroes, but also a chilling account of those who chose a path of darkness. Join us in our exploration of history's enigmatic and notorious figures as we continue our journey through the past.